street. This is where me and the zombies meet.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Teofimo Lopez and his daddy. So Teofimo Lopez, his dad, was being interviewed, and he basically said that he's upset people are questioning his son's boxing skills, saying that his son is flat-footed. He says that his son moves in the ring. He says no one's ducking Devin Haney. It's just a fight that doesn't really have anything to offer. He said that they want to fight Vasily Lomachenko. They want to go for money and belts, and they're saying that Devin Haney doesn't have anything to offer Teofimo Lopez. Teofimo Lopez had an interview recently where he said, Teofimo Lopez's dad said if Vasily Lomachenko can't get into the U.S. for their fight, they're willing to fight Devin Haney as a tune-up. And then Teofimo Lopez said in the interview he's willing to fight Devin Haney if Vasily Lomachenko can't come back to the U.S. And Teofimo Lopez said they sent an offer to fight Devin Haney before. And as G pointed out, Eddie Hearn said maybe he put the S at the end of Eddie Hearn and sent them and called him Eddie Hearns because he didn't receive that offer. So with all these things happening surrounding Teofimo Lopez and Devin Haney, Trill, what are your thoughts on
this? I like it. You know what I'm saying? It's quarantine time. Everybody. Teofimo Lopez, he already wanted to fight. He wanted to fight no matter who you put in. He wants to fight. The kid just wants to fight. That's what he wants to do. Shout outs to his pops. I remember we had an episode before this whole quarantine thing happened, and we was talking about trainers and everything, and I shouted out him, and I also shouted out Devin Haney's pops. I think that I like his dad, and his dad is doing everything that a proud dad does. He thinks that his son could take on the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, my son could do it. You know what I'm saying? He has nothing but faith in his son. So I just think that these guys, they're just making the buzz. Honestly, I don't see that these guys are going to – if they do fight, I think that's beautiful. But I don't see this happening anytime soon. I think they're just seeing if they can build an interest through social media for this fight, going back and forth, see if they can get a buzz. If people gravitate to it, then why not do that if a Lomachenko fight can't happen? But I know his number one priority has always been getting that fight with Lomachenko. The kid wants a bag. He wants a bag bad, you know? So shout out to Teofimo Lopez. I like him. And shout out to Devin Haney. I like him too. I like the energy from both guys. Both guys, I don't think both guys is ducking each other at all. I think both guys want to fight each other, but I think it will happen in due time. It's not real bad blood. It ain't no real smoke. These guys, they know what they're doing. It's going to happen when it happens.
All right, G?
And WBC stands for Wannabe Champs. That right there sold me on that Teofimo interview. That was pretty clever. I was dying. But to be honest with you, I actually agree 100% with the father. And even what Teofimo Lopez was saying himself. The issue is, how long can Lopez stay at 135? He said right now he's at 160. He's like, right now he weighs 160. He said he's going to make the 135 for September to fight Lomachenko, right? But he knows he can't stay in this division long. You know what I mean? So I do believe the father when they were like, we're going to fight Lomachenko, then we're going to fight Devin Haney at 135. And I believe that. Do I see him staying at 135? Obviously not. He's definitely going to move up to 140. So I don't believe he was ducking Devin Haney when they try to do that 4-man tournament to get the mandatory slot to fight Lomachenko. When you think about Lopez's situation, when he's like, yo, I could just fight Coleman and then get a direct fight. You know what I mean? You could get the undisputed. Well, I don't know if it's going to be called undisputed, but you could unify within 2 fights versus being on hold for so long. And not to mention, you're struggling with weight. So then when you're thinking about it, it's like go the IBF route as opposed to the WBC route. So he went the IBF route. Hopefully, after the fight with Lomachenko, he does run it with Devin Haney. And on top of that, let's just say Lomachenko can't get into this country. I do believe both of them when they're saying then we want Devin Haney. Where I think they're bugging is calling Devin Haney a tune-up. Crazy. That's like outrageous to me. Like, I get it. You're like, oh, who has he fought, this and the third? But let's not deny his skills. The kid got skills. You know what I'm saying? So to say he's a tune-up, now you're just playing games, man. But I will say this, though. Bob Arum knows what he's doing. Because if Bob Arum can pull this off in September, he'll be competing with no one. People have been fiending for some boxing. People will pay, to watch that pay-per-view fight against Lomachenko and Lopez. And they're going to promote it as undisputed, even though it really isn't undisputed because Lopez can't walk away with that franchise WBC belt that Lomachenko got. However, all the other belts are on the line. So they're going to market the hell out of that for that promotion, for that fight. I think it's going to be a win-win for both gentlemen.
Yeah, this is an interesting situation. But first, I'll comment on the dad. He reminds me so much of an NBA dad, LeVar Ball. If you guys don't know about LeVar Ball, you should look into him. He was at his son Lonzo Ball basketball game. He was playing for UCLA at the time, and they said, what do you think about your son? He said, my son's going to be better than Steph Curry. This guy said he could beat Michael Jordan in a one-on-one, all types of things, and he became famous for just saying ridiculous stuff. But he believed in his son like that, and his younger son, LaMelo Ball, may be the number one draft pick in the NBA this year. So this guy, his dad, speaks a lot of crazy stuff, but his boys accomplish good things, and he already has one son in the NBA and one son on the way. But Teofimo Lopez's dad is kind of the same. He says some crazy things too. Like he said, the Vasily Lomachenko versus Teofimo Lopez fight is a pay-per-view fight, and it's because of his son, Teofimo Lopez.
Because that's his baby. That's his baby, okay?
That's who you are coming to see that fight. But majority of people are watching that fight for Vasily Lomachenko, but respect to him. He's a dad. When it takes two to tango, so I understand where he's coming from. But Vasily Lomachenko could easily fight one of these other guys and be on pay-per-view too. Your son's only on pay-per-view because he's fighting Vasily Lomachenko. But hey, it is what it is. With that being said, I think you have to fight Vasily Lomachenko. The golden ticket is to be the first man to beat Vasily Lomachenko. Well, I shouldn't say that. I should say after Orlando Salido already did it, one of these guys want to become the first guys to beat him again, like since he's gotten the title. So that's what they're striving to do. And unfortunately for Devin Haney, there was a path to doing that without having to fight him. So once again, you can't fault someone for not taking that route. Devin Haney didn't have to fight for the WBC title. You can't fault him for pressing accept on that email. You know what I'm saying? You have been declared a WB champion. Do you accept or decline? He clicked the accept button on that email, right? I think they should make people fight for titles.
I agree.
If they want through email, like I said, the WBC in particular, they give the belt to the guy they want to have the belt.
Or who wins the dice game? You know what I'm saying?
One guy they never give the belt to. But anyway, with that being said, Vasily Lomachenko fight, that's the fight I really want to see, to tell you the truth. But if there's a consolation prize, and that consolation prize is going to be Lopez versus Devin Haney, that's a great fight too. I hope that fight does well because it deserves to do well. It's two guys putting it all on the line, at a time where you don't see too many fighters putting it all on the line. These are two undefeated, tremendous prospects who I think are going to make a good 147-pounders down the line. So if they're going to do it this early, respect to them. This is what the game needs. But respect to both guys anyway. But Teofimo Lopez is going in there against Vasily Lomachenko. Regardless of what you think, that's a dangerous fight for both men. Those are two really good fighters, and both guys are very dangerous for Devin Haney. I just hope at some point Devin Haney gets the chance to fight one of these guys and prove that he's on that level, or prove he's not on that level, but he's going to need to get the opportunity. He's going to have to keep doing things to position himself to be worthy of the opportunity in terms of financial risk. Being a financial draw for the risk that people assume to step in the ring with him. Because when you watch Devin Haney, like I said, if Vasily Lomachenko thought Devin Haney was an easy fight and he get to keep that belt, he would have taken the fight and just waxed him. But they know he's more than a tune-up. But how do you get the two-time email champion mad, the wannabe champion mad? You call him a tune-up. And that's good trash talk. So with that being said, man, this is good banter. Hopefully we'll see the fight at some point.
Hold on,
I totally agree.
Do y'all think the WBC is going to create a new belt for Lopez if he beats Lomachenko?
Listen, this whole franchise thing is a joke.
They said they can't.
You know what it is? You know, here it is. He could be undisputed because isn't Lomar considered even though he's the franchise WBC, but isn't he considered the super?
No.
The super WBC champ?
Nah, they ain't got to do it for the WBC.
I'm sure that they're going to call him, Lomar was the super WBC champ and Devin was the regular.
Super is, I think it's the WBA.
Listen, we done seen the trickery before. I'm just throwing it out there.
But like the WBA, I believe the super, and the super only applies to a unified champion. WBC with the franchise, it has nothing to do with that. Like you literally could lose and still keep your franchise belt.
He's not gonna be.
And so that's my fear is the WBC is gonna create a belt, probably like some diamond or platinum or something, just to give to Lopez. And then to me, if that happens,
then Devin Haney and him got to get it on.
Yo, Haney need to throw away his WBC belt.
Well, here's the thing.
The WBC belt is worthless.
The problem is, right? Making Vasily Lomachenko the franchise champion only hurts Teofimo Lopez because he would technically he would be the undisputed champion in terms of in theory. He became the undisputed champion that was never crowned because you decided to invent something, and then, so it's a terrible situation where you're going to create a narrative where I already know where Lopez is going to go with this. If he does win, he's going to say, "Look, Devin Haney got my belt. The same, like I that should be my belt. I'm already undisputed. But I don't even want to think that far ahead because it's just kind of terrible. I'm interested in seeing how it plays out. In my eyes, he would deserve to be undisputed champion, and Devin Haney's going to be parading around with the belt. But think about this too. That is why Teofimo Lopez is highlighting the fact he didn't win the belt in the ring. Because if he does beat Vasily Lomachenko, he's going to be saying, "That's my belt. He got that through email." You understand? He never won that belt in the ring. I won that belt when I beat Vasily Lomachenko, and that's why he's setting it up for that.
I'm gonna be honest though, and I know the Lomas out here gonna hate me for this, but I don't think that's Loma's belt either. You know what I mean? Because the moment Loma won it, it was vacant. Remember, it was Mikey's belt. Mikey vacated the belt. Loma won the belt, and literally a month later, he vacated the belt himself when Devin Haney became the interim for the WBC. So he never defended the belt that he won. So to me, it's like, are you truly the WBC champ either? So to me, I'm like, the WBC is up in the air still too. I don't think it goes to Loma. I don't think it goes to Devin Haney.
I would say to you, he fought for it. At least he fought for it in the ring, and he didn't lose it in the ring. It was vacated. And I agree. In order for you to be a champion, there's certain requirements that come with keeping the strap. If you don't fulfill those requirements, then you lose the strap. He knew that he had to take this fight or lose the strap. He chose to lose the strap. But he also chose to give up the strap because he was elevated to franchise champion, which is another thing in itself and what Trill's talking about. But to address the undisputed, people have been looking this up, and Mauricio Suleiman said himself that basically Vasily Lomachenko, Teofimo Lopez won't become undisputed champion if he beats Vasily Lomachenko because it's just it's not a title, it's not a belt, it's like a status. So it's not like a title you win.
But will Lomachenko be undisputed if he wins?
No.
No,
No, because it's not. it's not a belt. It's
I know.
A status. Yeah.
The reason why I'm asking is because I've been going back and forth with these Lomas online, so long as the Lomas understand.
Well, how about
this? Not undisputed because Haney has the WBC belt.
Well, how about this? If we're wrong about something, we're gonna find out in the comment section anyway.
Oh man, don't say that.
Because they're gonna come running. And that's cool because we have some knowledgeable people. Sometimes people say things that are very knowledgeable. And then there's this one guy who was trying to be a troll and saying we weren't being accurate and then wrote inaccuracies in his trolling. And then when I was about to like clown him, that got deleted before I could even respond to it. So I just think like we'll see. But that's my understanding of how it is. It's a very confusing thing. This is like a formula. One of those equations you got to write on the board.
That's why the franchise stuff does not work. It only works for a person like a Canelo who's willing to go up and down weight classes. Lomachenko doesn't deserve a franchise title because he's only staying at 130, 135. Outrageous. You know what I mean? Like, he's not even going to 140. So why does he need a franchise title? He's just messing up the game for everybody else.
I don't know. Whatever it is, he's franchised. He wanted it. He got it. The fight's going to happen. If he wins, he technically should be, but he won't be because he didn't fight Devin. So, I don't know. This whole thing's a mess. The beauty is, at least hopefully we're going to get a good fight.
Man, Devin, throw your WBC belt in the trash, bro. It's worthless now.
Please like
I'll let Dillian White. He'll tell you.
Please like and subscribe. I know Riddick will throw it away. You throw it away. There's going to be a recurring theme of people throwing that WBC in the trash. Please like and subscribe. Check us out on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. It's the Boxing Bros.